Yep. Just gonna apologize in advance. I got a throat infection, so like this is gonna sound like shit. But I just wanted to get it out of the way before I forget about it, because it's been like really fucking hectic over like the past, especially the past couple of days. But just like 2 weeks in general, it's been pretty busy. Um, yeah, it has been like 2 weeks since my last vlog, but whatever. Um, Now that camp is in full swing, you'll be waking up at least like I'll probably wake up at like 10 to 7, but you'll be up and moving by 7:50. So let's say 8 o'clock, and you'll be in bed like everything finished. You've had fun before you've had fun with other staff. You sat around a campfire, had a chat by about 11 o'clock, and that's like shower, shave, shit, and all that. So that's like 15 hours every day, and certainly for the past week it has just been that. So feeling pretty tired, looking pretty sunburnt, and yeah, I've still got a disgusting facial hair, but whatever. Um, probably the funniest thing. I'll just get that out of the way, and then hopefully think up something just on the feet because I'm fucking tired, and it's like 9:50 at night, but whatever. So I was staying over at a Tess and Devon's house, and this must have been like two, like maybe even like a month ago. This might have happened. We're staying over their house, and this is when like all the kind of like I have photos. You can put photos up of like me, Zai, and Harry all kind of like all together. It looks quite pretty fucking homo. When that shit was happening, we're like flirting with these two other campers who were like our age, and we're like flirting with them. Like kind of fucking around. Um, yeah, and then so like when that was happening, uh, they were kind of setting some shit back. So we're kind of getting the wrong vibes. And then from like then on, whenever we sort of saw these two campers, well, certainly one in particular, she had this kind of this way of joking where she would kind of flirt like really heavily, but like obviously she wasn't really that into us because she said it herself. And I don't know, it was like one night. This was I think last week. It was in the weekend. I went to the swing dancing with some other campers and a few other gappers. And that night, we're getting settled in the bed. Actually, at the same house, Tess and Devin's house. And I thought it'd be funny to send a Snapchat of my dick to one of the campers that I mentioned earlier. Who was sending flirting text with, and she always has this flirty way of joking. And her reaction was actually pretty funny. So she got like really well, I thought that at the time it was pretty funny. So she was like, what the fuck? Like, why would you send me that? Um, I'm not into you. Like, don't do that again. I thought it was pretty funny. People that, of course, that found out about it, they all found it pretty funny as well. Mostly only the guys. They found it funny. No one else really found it that funny, but I didn't really talk to anyone else, so it didn't really matter. Um, and then I got a talking to, I think this is like 4 days ago, about kind of like there's been four incidences. Jesus, that's so fucking tired I am, man. I can't even pronounce words. Four instances that it's sort of kind of like it's sort of you know obviously off behavior had been happening, and that we had to remember that these are work colleagues. So we had to like treat them like we're at work. That they're our work colleagues, and just basically be professional. And I was thinking of like 100 different things I had done that could have been let alone four, right? Like, so I thought for sure one of them would be it, but I didn't think of it that dick Snapchat at the time. So I went out to chat to like the guy who's the head of Thunderbird, and I'm like, yeah, bro, can you like tell me if it was me or not? He's like, well, have you got anything to share? And I'm like, well, he's like, there's about 100 things like that, that could have been it, bro. And he's like, all right, well, and he kind of gave me like a rundown, like a sort of a more sort of of what happened. But he himself didn't actually know who was involved and who was to blame. Like it wasn't up to he wasn't given that information. So he's like, so do you think this was you? and I'm thinking, because I can't remember the dick Snapchat, and the stuff that I'd done was probably on that level as well, but it wasn't like, it was to the right people, not the wrong people, or who I thought were the right people, you know, because I thought this chick was, you know, the right person to send to, you know, like, oh, you know, what the fuck. Actually, you know, even then it was probably, it's just like, I don't know, man, I was fucking tired, and it, you know, winding down for evening. I just wanted to laugh, and it probably was a stupid thing to do. But anyway, so I have a chat with you know, with the chief director, and he's like, you know, is this you? And I'm like, nah, I haven't done any of that stuff, bro. And he's like, all right, sweet. And later that night, like that evening, we're like driving to McDonald's as a group. It was me, Harry, this new guy Eric who was driving, and playing some fucking can't remember what it's called. You Want It, I Need It. Death Grips. There was Death Grips. So he had like an album of Death Grips. He was just playing that shit. He's alright in my books. Um, we go to Macca's and I have this like fucking epitome. I'm like, oh shit, that's what, dude. That's one of the four, and I shared it, and you know all my mates are like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, bro, and all started cracking up, and and actually like the gapper who's next to me, uh, he'd also done something pretty dodgy as well, so he was sharing that. We're all laughing, and I get back and I bought like an extra sort of pack of chips from McDonald's, and so all right, fucking bear with me. Like, because she'd asked for chips, so I gave her the chips, and we kind of went outside and had a chat, and we had like you know, I apologized. I straight up apologized. I'm like, man, you know, that was obviously one of the things, and she's like, yeah, bro, it was. Like, I don't know what the fucking think, and I kind of explained how like everyone, you know, especially all the gappers, kind of thought you sort of had this sort of wrong kind of like uh, thought of you, you know, obviously the wrong way. And she was like, "Oh, really? Yeah, that, you know, that happens a lot. People get this sort of wrong impression of me." And I'm like, "Man, you know, I should have, you know, when I was reading your message Snapchat back to me with like, you know, what the fuck is this girl? I couldn't really read sort of like the not anger, like you know, like not even like just like you know, I couldn't really read the emotion through the fucking words, so I didn't immediately say, oh fuck, that was too far, I'm really sorry. And as a result, she kind of sat on that and obviously went and had a chat with someone that was a bit higher up. I was like straight up to her like, man, if I'd known, you know, that I'd actually really, like you know, fucked it up, I would have told you. You know, I would have said sorry like immediately. I'm, you know, really sorry. She's like, you know, it's fine. It's okay. You know, I can't even remember what your fucking dick looks like. Like, she's a good bitch, you know. And we just had a bit more of a chat, And I'm like, you know, I really wish you just like hit me up, man. I'm like not the, you know, the kind of person that just, you know, really, you know. And she's like, you know, okay, sweet, don't do that fucking shit again. And I'm like to her, all right, but if you ever like do one of those like joking, flirty things, I'm gonna throw that Snapchat thing straight at you. She's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Um, yeah, so it's, you know, it's the kind of person that she is, which is all good. And also when a guy was telling us about the four things, you know, and like giving us the talk, he was like, he was convinced that the four things were kind of like accidental. They weren't really like, you know, like meant to harm. You know what I mean? So fuck, man, who knows? I mean, it can't be more blatant than sending a dick pic, eh? Like, I hate to think what would actually be like intended to harm. Well, you know, you know what I mean, man. You know what I fucking mean. Oh, what else? Yeah, so my name's Peow Peow. The kids fucking love that name, eh? So whenever I'm walking around, they'll be like, "Oh, there's Peow Peow, there's Peow Peow." You know, it's good. It's yeah, it's just I've been feeling a bit shit lately, so it's been hard to kind of keep that going. But I started off really good on Monday. Monday I was bouncing. I was walking to highest and shit, playing music from my little speaker. You know, I was pretty happy to be there. It's just normally near the end of the week I start getting run down, eh, bro. I start getting tired. I start like, you know, all this shit starts happening to me. So whatever. I'll be going yet again to Tess and Devon's house. Uh, Unfortunately, I've offended Tess. Don't really feel comfortable saying how that happened. It's not as bad as you would think, but I have offended her. Devon's all good. Devon's a good bitch. you know, she's fine with me staying. I don't know. I remember Tess. Um, Devin is you know, because they're both sisters. Devin's sort of a bit more kind of like, you know, less sensitive almost. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I had a chance to use a full body harness while rock climbing. So full body harness you use for adults who weigh you know who are a bit on the heavy side, right? So finally got a chance to whack that out. Couldn't actually figure it out. I knew where the leg holds were, but I couldn't figure out like how you know you put the shoulders. You know, anyway. So I got you know old mate Zai to help me out, and together combined brain power. You know, mostly his. We figured out how to fucking work it, and we strung it up in it and put on lady, and she you know got up there and I had to go. So you know, really good. I'm finding that like there are things that I'm starting to do that have been kind of noticed and have been kind of like noted as well. Fuck, my voice is all over the place, so I'll keep it a bit short. I think of some more shit to say some other fucking time. But like, especially like kind of before a meal, you kind of do a meal song, and it hadn't really been, well, it hadn't been done so far where you'd got up with like your little group that you're looking after. So for me, my group was a couple of days, only 2 days. So I'll get to know these 8 kids, like really kind of get a relationship going, and you know they really sort of look up to me, see me as a role model because I'm like the leader. So I got them all up on stage with me. One of the girls is too shy and she kind of keeps sitting down, but it's fine. And we did a little meal song, and they also got to dress me up because we did this archery thing where if you hit the bullseye, you know, you get to dress all Peow Peow up. So I fucking love that. So got them all up on stage and did the little meal song, and yeah, and it was noted. It was like they were like, yeah, well done. That was pretty cool, and that was repeated today, where one of the other sort of instructors, you know, got her group up and did a meal song with them all. So that was pretty cool. I'm gonna keep looking for like stuff that people have. Obviously, people have done it before, but stuff that isn't done as often. You know, it'll be nice to have a look at. I don't know. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm actually starting to like it, and it's been a. I haven't had a job so far that I've really enjoyed. And this has been pretty cool. Not something I'll do for years. I'll be off to Whistler. I'll be doing other shit when the season ends. But it's something that I am enjoying. I'm really getting an experience out of, which is really interesting. And yeah, man, it's fucking good. It's really good. It feels good for the soul as well. Like I don't really know how to explain that, but just like you feel like you're actually having an impact. So the kids, because you know, they really like see you as someone that's you know that's important. And apparently, like even if it's just for a couple of days, like 2 days, 3 days, they will remember you for like the rest of your life of their lives. They'll like know your name and know some of the stuff they did because they had so much fun. And these kids are having a ball of a time. You know, canoeing, kayaking, rock climbing. It's all just great for them. And like I'm just thinking now, like imagine if we had that sort of opportunity. We did have the opportunity, but they weren't like instructors like people like you know 19, 20 that were like kind of almost on the same level as you, kind of taking you through these fun games and this kind of fun kind of stuff. As for us, it was teachers, and when we were doing rock climbing, or we were, you know, doing canoeing or kayaking, it was with like adults who were just kind of like quite stern. You couldn't really kind of joke around with. So it's interesting to me to see that. Fuck, I'm just rambling. I'm trying to find something funny at least to say. But I'll have to get some sleep. Think about it in the morning. Might have a little brainstorm with Zaya. See if he can't think of anything that's funny. Might have to say that. Probably gonna be playing some Dungeons and Dragons, bro. A couple of people here are sort of into it, and I haven't played that shit since I was like 11. So might be doing some Dungeons and Dragons, man. I might be going full on fucking nerd. So there you go. More stories that come of that shit. So much. People here are so nice. Not a bad bone in any of their bodies, bro. Like they haven't, you know. A lot of them even are sheltered. A lot of them are sheltered. like, well, in the sense that like they've been brought up in camp, they've been brought up with, being like fun, having lots of energy. I don't know. But it's great being in that sort of atmosphere where everyone's just like, full of energy, happy, like I want to be your friend, it's really, really good. And it's so easy to get along with everyone. Like it's ridiculously easy to get along with everyone. Everyone is just great to talk with, to be around. Um, if there was one problem, it'd be just like all some of the instructors, all they really talk about is just camp. Like even when they're not working, they're talking about camp. So that can get a bit grating, but fuck, who cares? They're all nice people, so who gives a shit? If they're bad people talking about boring ass shit, that might be a problem, but they're not. So might turn it off and start reading my book. Man, I thought the bugs in New Zealand were bad, but I'm getting eaten alive. It's insane. My leg is like fucked, man. It's like that time at that park bench when there was fish and chips. Just got destroyed. It's not even summer yet. It's not even like the bugs haven't even fully taken flight, taken wing, grown wings, whatever. But, life goes on, team. I'll be saying that a lot as well. Team. I'll be calling like the group team. I'll be like, yeah, how's it going, team? Is he trying to keep it neutral? I don't fucking know. Trying different shit, see what works. Who knows? 10 o'clock. Well past my bedtime. Fucking hope everything's going well in New Zealand. In the winter. It's fucking cold. Because it's warm as shit here. Chee.